In 1947, a Bedouin shepherd threw a rock into a cave near the Dead Sea and changed Bible scholarship forever. The cave was in a place called Qumran. The rock made a sound that suggested something inside. When the shepherd climbed in to investigate, he found 7 ancient scrolls in clay jars. He sold them to an antiquities dealer in Bethlehem. What followed was a 30-year process of discovery that produced 972 manuscripts from 11 caves at Qumran. Among them was the most important Old Testament find in the history of biblical archaeology, a complete scroll of the book of Isaiah, dated to approximately 125 BC, a full 1,000 years older than any complete Hebrew Old Testament that had survived before. That date matters because of a question scholars had asked for centuries. The Old Testament Christians read today is based on the Masoretic Text, Hebrew manuscripts from around 1000 AD. Before 1947, the oldest complete Hebrew Old Testament was the Leningrad Codex from 1008 AD. Anyone who wanted to claim the Bible had been changed during the long centuries of hand copying had a strong argument from silence. Without older manuscripts, there was no way to compare. The Dead Sea Scrolls gave scholars something they had never had, a Hebrew Old Testament 1,000 years older than what they had been working with. Either the text had drifted across that millennium, proving the skeptics right, or it had been preserved with extraordinary fidelity, proving the opposite. What the comparison showed is the rest of this case. Evidence 1. What was actually found? The 972 manuscripts recovered from 11 caves at Qumran between 1947 and 1956 represent the library of a Jewish community that lived at Qumran from approximately 150 BC to 70 AD. The community was almost certainly the Essenes, a Jewish sect described by the first-century historians Josephus, Philo, and Pliny the Elder. The library they left behind, hidden in caves likely as the Romans approached during the Jewish War, contained 3 categories of texts. First, sectarian documents, the community's own writings about their beliefs, practices, and apocalyptic expectations. The community rule, the war scroll, the Damascus document. These tell us what the Essenes thought. Second, non-canonical Jewish religious literature, the Book of Enoch, Jubilees, the Genesis Apocryphon, multiple Tobit fragments. Some of these texts were known previously through other manuscript traditions. Others were unknown and recovered for the first time. Third, and this is the category that matters most for the Bible, biblical manuscripts. Fragments or complete copies of every book of the Hebrew Old Testament except Esther. The Psalms, 39 manuscripts found. Deuteronomy, 33 manuscripts found. Isaiah, 22 manuscripts including the famous Great Isaiah Scroll, Genesis, Exodus, and dozens of others, all Hebrew, all dating between approximately 250 BC and 70 AD. The dating is not in serious scholarly dispute. Carbon-14 dating, paleographic analysis, the study of changing letter forms over centuries, and the archaeological context of the caves themselves all converge on a date range of roughly 250 BC to 70 AD. The Great Isaiah Scroll specifically dates to approximately 125 BC.
This places it firmly in the Second Temple period, the era of Jewish life immediately before the time of Jesus. For the first time in modern history, scholars could compare the Hebrew Bible as it was written and read before Christ to the Hebrew Bible as it had been transmitted and copied through 1,000 years of medieval Jewish scribal tradition. The comparison was about to answer one of the oldest questions in biblical scholarship. What the Great Isaiah Scroll revealed when scholars finally compared it to the Masoretic Isaiah from 1,000 years later is the case-breaking evidence of this investigation. Evidence 2. The Great Isaiah Scroll comparison. When scholars set the Qumran Isaiah Scroll side by side with the Masoretic Isaiah from 1,000 years later, the results were striking. The two texts agreed to a degree nobody had expected. The specific numbers are these.
The Great Isaiah Scroll contains roughly 6,000 words of Hebrew text. When compared word for word to the Masoretic Isaiah, scholars identified differences in approximately 5% of the text. Most of those differences were what textual critics call orthographic, variations in spelling, the addition or omission of vowel letters, scribal updates to ancient spelling conventions, the kind of differences that arise naturally in any hand-copied tradition over 1,000 years. The substantive theological differences, places where the meaning of the text actually changed, were vanishingly few. In the entire book of Isaiah, scholars identified only a handful of variants that affected meaning at all. None of them changed any major doctrine. None of them altered the messianic prophecies that Christians point to in Isaiah. The famous passage in Isaiah 53 about the suffering servant, read in 1 QISA from 125 BC, matches the Isaiah 53 in modern Bibles in every theologically significant way. What that meant for the first time in history was demonstrable. The Hebrew scribes who copied the Old Testament across 1,000 years of medieval transmission did their work with extraordinary care. The text did not drift. The skeptical argument that the Bible had been changed over centuries of copying without older manuscripts to check against had been answerable in theory, but not in evidence. Now there was evidence. The text the community at Qumran read in the century before Jesus was substantially the same text Christians read in their Bibles today. This is the smoking gun, not metaphorically, literally, a comparison of two texts 1,000 years apart, demonstrating textual stability across that millennium. Evidence 3. The wider Qumran biblical corpus. The Great Isaiah Scroll is the most famous example, but it is not isolated. Across the 972 manuscripts, scholars have compared dozens of biblical books to their Masoretic counterparts. The overall pattern is the same. Most of the Qumran biblical texts agree closely with the Masoretic tradition. A minority of texts show some variations. There are Qumran manuscripts that align more closely with the Greek Septuagint and some with the Samaritan Pentateuch, but these are minority traditions. The dominant pattern is one of textual stability. What this established was that the Hebrew Old Testament was not a fluid text being constantly rewritten by later traditions. It was a stable text being carefully preserved by communities that understood the gravity of what they were copying. The verdict on the case requires saying something both apologetically important and historically honest.
The Dead Sea Scrolls did not destabilize the Bible. They confirmed it. The textual transmission of the Old Testament from at least 125 BC to 1000 AD shows fidelity to a degree that surprised the scholars who first compared the texts. Anyone who claims the Bible has been changed across the centuries now has to deal with the manuscript evidence. The text did not change, it was preserved. This is the strongest apologetic point most Christians have never been shown. When a skeptic raises the standard challenge, how do you know the Bible we have today is what was originally written? Most Christians do not have a manuscript-based answer. They have faith claims, which are valid but separate. The Dead Sea Scrolls give Christians a textual answer. The Bible has been preserved. We can prove it. The evidence is the Great Isaiah Scroll, and the 971 other manuscripts from Qumran represent the strongest archaeological evidence available for the careful preservation of the Hebrew Bible. Here is the question for the comments. Has anyone ever told you the Bible has been changed over centuries of copying? Did anyone show you the manuscript evidence from Qumran, or did you have to find it on your own? Does seeing the 95% textual stability between 125 BC and 1000 AD change how you respond to that skeptical challenge? This is the second case from the investigators' files. The first walked a verse forged into the New Testament in the 16th century. This case walks the most important confirmation that the Old Testament was preserved with extraordinary care. Different verdicts, same investigative method. Coming next, 5 Hebrew words from the Old Testament that most English-speaking Christians have never heard and that Scripture does not make full sense without.
The recovery work continues.